Don't forget to check out the main channel. I just posted a video called A Brief Defense of DmC Devil May Cry. If you're interested, also check out the Ultimate Defense video. With that out of the way, hello ladies and gamers. If you checked my Brief Defense video, you know and you've seen the worst DmC Devil May Cry video ever made. That was a video made by Magic the School Base. He didn't understand the story, the background of the development, and the gameplay, or anything really. But what if I told you that there was a video just as bad, or nearly just as bad? Well, buddy, yeah, I'm not saying that. I'll just go by Ref. Has done the impossible. Before we start this is a first edit video, meaning I will save the video and return to it in the future. And also, Raf, if you disagree, I'm open to debate if you're interested. Anyway, let's jump into this while I play Kill the Justice League footage in the background. Look, man, it was that or Persona 3 Reload, but I'm using that for the Susie video, okay, man? Give me a break.
So, they give it to Ninja Theory and tell them, shake things up. Do things your way. And then Ninja Theory comes out with this trailer.
My name is Dante.
Well, off to a great start. This is already very wrong. If you took a look at the concept art and who did what, you know that NC wanted an original looking Dante. Their first design was this. The original red jacket and the color palette that matched the OG Dante. Capcom didn't want that, so they pushed them to make something radically different, and that's how we ended up with Emote Dante. Then the Backlash changed Dante to be more of a middle ground between the two.
Backlashed even harder, which had to be the biggest misunderstanding I have ever seen, because at the end of the day, what Ninja Theory took out of this was not that, oh, we made a completely different character, the world is completely different, they don't like the changes that we've added. No, Ninja Theory took one thing out of this, and it's, you guys just don't like it because he doesn't have the white hair.
Okay, this point actually comes from an interview about the Backlash. It was one of the creators talking about the fact that he got a ton of messages saying we need the white hair. So this is blatantly a strawman of what NT is saying, or more of an out of context take. And the reason for making this is a stupid point is that Dante, get this, at the end of the game, gets the white hair. So this is clearly not meant to be a zinger against the community like people think it is.
I'm mad because you're blatantly putting yourself in the game along with all the brain garbage you got up there in your head.
No, Tameen wears long black shirts and formal looking jackets and would later grow out his hair and then slick it back. Also, Tameen's hair is way too thin to look like Dante's hair, and to top this all off, story-wise, Tameen doesn't connect to Dante's story or character-wise. This is such a stupid point.
Itsuno, the director for Devil May Cry 3 and Devil May Cry 5, having to go to Ninja Theory Studios multiple times to help them with different things. I can just imagine Itsuno walking in, being shown the animation for the stinger, and having flashbacks of Devil May Cry 2, and just go, get that shit out of here!
Dude, this is how game development works. Typically, when you are under a company or using their IP, the bigger company is going to oversee and help out the studio under them. Plus, I guarantee this guy hasn't played NT games outside of DmC Devil May Cry, yet he will say their entire studio is bad because of it. Woo!
The first stage in this game is actually quite strong. And I like the way that it's just walk around and then fight. And then walk around again, and then fight. And I really, really wish the game could hit this stride again, but it doesn't. Because instead of walking from arena to another, the rest of the game is walking to an arena, into a platforming section, to another platforming section, into a 10-15 second fight. If it was just fighting, it would have been much better. Like, I don't understand why the game doesn't have that much confidence in its fighting. But this is one of the most glaring issues in this game.
I see no issues with the platforming. It's a good way to break up the combat. It's either that or the stupid ass backtracking sections from DmC 3 or 4. And the footage you're using is one of the few levels where platforming is almost just as long as the combat.
There's no lock-on in combat, so whatever Dante is about to hit is up in the air, cause fuck if I know.
Use the analog stick. It's there for a reason.
Though I will say, compared to any other character action game I've played, this is probably the easiest one. I genuinely feel like there's no challenge, and I've never really felt threatened by any single enemy, because none of them can really handle you the second you go into the air. So, in reality, you really have no reason to get hit, or even not get an S rank. Except that, you know, this game honestly gets boring enough that sometimes I just want to end a fight quicker, so I just get hit and I don't really care if I have to use a yellow orb or something like that. I just can't care enough, honestly.
So the game to you is piss easy, yet you keep dying? Because the game is so easy, I bet 100% you can pull off this combo, right? But guys, the game is so easy.
The guns in this game are pretty much useless. They give you the rest of the guns by the end of the game when I want to uninstall it.
The guns in this game are heavily underrated. They can help with closing the distance, crowd control, or even specific combos. Kablooey alone has a lot of depth, and by the by, just because it's introduced near the end of your first playthrough, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Nero from DmC 5 only gets his Buster Arm and DT at the last level, so I see no issue with this. So at this point I was like, oh, the video's nearly finished, yet it doesn't look like I'm near the end of the video, so what's this? Then he proceeds to show the worst gameplay and even worse music, and it goes on for 5 minutes. I kid you not. After that, he just tells us what we've already heard, so you might be wondering, why is this video so bad? Well, it comes down to one big thing: money. You see, he didn't mention a thing about the story of the footage that I've shown you so far. So, get this.
I could talk about Dante and all the other designs in this game for a long while. But unfortunately, my current financial situation doesn't allow me to. But if you really need to hear that rant, there's a Ko-Fi link below. And for the small price of literally as much money as you want, you will unlock the possibility to watch a video of me trash-talking every design in this game, as well as other things. They could have done certain... I'm gonna leave that for the Ko-Fi below. So yeah. This video could have been easily way longer if I put in the trash-talking of the story and the designs, but again, if you want to check those out, they're on my Ko-Fi. As much money as you want, and the video is all yours.
That's right. If you want to hear his take on DmC Devil May Cry's story, something that he says was the worst element of the game, you have to pay for it. What a scummy move. That's why this video is worse than Manga or Susie's, because he locks his thoughts on the story behind the paywall. Look, man, I get it. You gotta make that cheddar. But Patreon and Ko-Fi are for releasing videos earlier, behind the scenes stuff, and merch. You don't hide key content of your videos behind it. Bro trying to be the next Ubisoft, imagine. Other than that, this video has been really bad. I feel like nothing new was said, and I'm not paying this goofy goober just to hear about how bad his take on the story is. This is so sad that even a devil may... Okay, sorry, I couldn't help it. I'll save that video for another time. Check out next week where I talk about Susie's response to one of my live streams. Then after that, I'm going back to working on my Arkham Knight defense video. Speaking of which, I have 2 debates in the pop line? Yeah, let's go with that, pop line. Relating to Arkham Knight, but I'll release them when my defense video comes out. And of course, Raf, I'm always up for a debate. And man, what one little criticism, why is your screen like wide? Like, it's so weird. Every time he shows gameplay from his side, his screen is, like, stretched. It makes him look like Wide Dante. Anyway, just worth mentioning. This has been Splinter3303, and let me go take a sleepy.